English covers of anime themes show up in your feed all of the time. You could just be mindlessly scrolling or actually just be browsing on your recommended tab. It's almost inevitable that you're gonna encounter at least one of these every so often. But there always seems to be a common trend with this kind of cover, and it's that it doesn't always feel right. There's always something off about it, and you can really clearly tell because it's one of the first things in your mind that doesn't let up. And I would say most of the time, it's pretty clear cut what the main issue is, and that there's a clear dissonance between the actual words that are being translated from Japanese and the music, and how it's not really meshing all too well. So this is pretty much the bridge that all of these anime cover songs have to cross if they want to be successful. They have to at least try to capture that same essence of the song, like the same meaning, same emotion, while still keeping the same rhythm and the same tone as how the original handled it. It's quite a feat, but recently, Yoasobi just released an English version of their own track. You know, the one that's pretty much taking the anime world by storm, the Oshinoko theme, Idol. And honestly, I think this is one of the best examples that we have of a good English cover of an anime song. Hi y'all, I'm Bayfond, and I have absolutely felt that warm love and embrace of Oshinoko, cause this series, goddamn, it's impossible for this not to be considered one of the top contenders for anime of the year. It's an absolutely stunning and gorgeous series that knows how to keep an audience captivated. I mean, really, it's fantastic. But for right now, I'm gonna put on hold my thoughts on the series and save that for a later video because I wanna talk about the OP. Yoasobi's Idol is a song that is able to capture like this sweet pop essence, meanwhile maintaining a sort of dark undertone of like melancholy and hate that you can clearly feel. I mean, in this song, there's a breakdown that I can't really describe in no better way than by saying that it is very dark. It's pretty much something that's really able to bring out and showcase this suppression of emotion, like this bottled up anger that's inside of someone. It's so menacing and it plays so well in contrast to the rest of the song that it makes it so much more fun. And there's also the fact about how well it fits into the whole theme and the story of Oshinoko as a whole. Absolutely brilliant and something that I can easily consider to be probably the best anime OP that's come out in a while. And judging by me having such a high regard for this song, you would think that it's quite a hurdle for the English version to try and capture that same magic. And I would say, yeah, you're probably right, but they've got a lot of things going for them. For starters, you got Ikura still doing the song. So it's not gonna be like you're losing out on that vocal talent because it's the same person. And she's absolutely fantastic. She's stellar at this. With her at the helm of the song, you knew that no matter what, you were definitely still gonna be able to like groove to this. It's such a gorgeous song that's still able to keep its cadence in an immaculate style. And that's also helped by what they did in particularly with the lyrics. Because you see, one of the biggest mistakes that English covers can do in terms of like anime music is that they try to do a literal word for word interpretation of what the lyrics could mean in English. So that means that they're not really focusing on rhyming schemes. They don't really focus on pretty much what fits well tonally. They just kind of try and make it as accurate as possible to various degrees of success. Meanwhile, instead of doing something that was an exact cookie cutter way of translating things, here they just took the essence of the song and tried to make it into something that sounded good. Automatically better than like 70% of people making the English covers. They're actually focusing on how the beat and the music sounds first so that they can apply the lyrics afterwards to make it at least sound good, like an actual functional song. There are several instances in here where the song lyrics in English might not match well with the Japanese ones, but they keep the same tone and the same feeling. That emotion still runs concurrent in both versions of the song. And what I mean by this is that they're both successfully able to tell the story of the worries, the fear, the insecurity, and living up to this idol style. It's all put plainly into effect here, and they do nothing to hinder it. But what I think actually cements this version of the song as being phenomenal is their use of wordplay. How they take the big, powerful moments of the song from the Japanese track and are able to actually implement them into the English version. The best version of this is showcased in the chorus. In the Japanese version, she jumps in with Daremo. It's such an important and clear line that if you just plainly played it for me without the context of the rest of the song, I would be able to identify this song, its title, everything about it, just by it alone. Clever way that they transpose this little bit into English is by, instead of switching up that word, that dialogue that's there into something different, they use it. They use the exact same language here. So then her Daremo sounds exactly the same as Daremo. So hearing how perfectly they were able to match those two vocal lines is just brilliant. I don't know, my jaw dropped the first time that I heard that. I thought it was spectacular. And of course, I also have to talk about the ending of the song because it ends on the exact same line. Aishiteru and I love you sound pretty similar phonetically, so I mean, it makes sense as to why they're gonna end it on that same exact line. It also, in context of the rest of the song, is the perfect way to end it. So the fact that they were able to keep it is just amazing. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of care that went into this version of the song in particular. I know that this band is not a stranger to English versions, so it's definitely not their first rodeo here. But you also gotta give props to the entire mixing department on this because the way that the vocals sound doesn't sound like something that was recorded after the fact or something that was recorded just after the thought. It sounds like something that was carefully crafted to fit the music as a whole. You gotta give huge props to the producer for this because this is one of the big elements that makes most covers not really fit well. It's something that some bands even struggle to do. And Ikura's vocal performance is spot on. The way that she's able to match the tone from her original song while completely changing up the language is something that a lot of people will struggle to do. Which leads me to like the only thing that the English song probably didn't do nearly as well, and that was like that dark, menacing breakdown. That's something that it was almost captured in the English version, but it was lacking in a few areas. And I would say that it's gonna be in the way that the tone was done, because I felt like in the Japanese original, Ikura was able to go a lot deeper in her vocal range. Really nailing that monotone, I hate this feeling kind of vibe. And in the English one, while she tries to get it there, I don't think that it sounds as good as how it did sound on the original. And that's the only like caveat that I have on this entire track. Other than that, I think that this is a clear example of a song that should pave the way for future anime English covers. I thought that it was just that damn good. And with that, I just wanted to share my thoughts on the song because I just think that it's absolutely fantastic. I know a few of my thoughts might be swayed by my feelings overall on the show at large, but goddamn, Oshinoko is just a fantastic series that I just can't help myself but be hyped about it. So as always, I was Bayfond, and I hope you guys are gonna keep watching Oshinoko, but till next time, I'll see you guys then. Peace.